What is she doing here?
This can't be happening.
Elena's phone buzzed on the kitchen counter. She glanced at the screen, Marcus. Her hand instinctively moved to her rounded belly. 6 months along now, before she answered. Elena, hi. His voice carried that false brightness he always used when he wanted something. Welcome, story lovers. Stay blessed. Before we jump into this exciting story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories. What do you need, Marcus? I wanted to reach out. Jessica and I have been talking, and we think it would be healthy, mature, really, if the three of us had dinner together. Clear the air before the baby comes. Elena closed her eyes. 6 months since she'd discovered the affair. 4 months since the divorce was finalized. And now this. You want me to have dinner with you and the woman you cheated on me with. I know how it sounds, he said quickly. But we're all adults. Jessica really wants to extend an olive branch. We thought it might help you move forward. Before Elena could respond, another voice broke through, bright, syrupy. Elena? Hi, it's Jessica. She must have grabbed the phone. I just want you to know there's no hard feelings on our end. Marcus and I are in such a good place now, and we really think closure would be good for everyone, especially for you. Elena stared out the window at the city skyline. Somewhere in one of those buildings, in the company she'd built from nothing, Marcus sat in his office believing he was indispensable, believing he was clever, believing she was just another discarded wife, alone and powerless. Saturday work for you? Jessica pressed. There's this amazing place downtown. Marcus is picking up the tab, of course. Elena's hand rested on her belly again. Her daughter, she'd learned it was a girl, kicked softly. Saturday's fine, Elena said quietly. Text me the address. Oh, wonderful. Jessica's enthusiasm grated. This is so mature of you, Elena. Really? We'll see you at 7. The call ended. Elena set the phone down and walked to the window. The city stretched before her, towers of glass and steel, ambition and secrets. She touched her reflection in the window and allowed herself the smallest smile. They had no idea what was coming. Saturday would be very interesting indeed. The restaurant was exactly what Elena expected. Expensive, dimly lit. The kind of place where people came to be seen. Marcus and Jessica were already seated when she arrived, Jessica's hand resting possessively on Marcus's arm. Elena. Jessica stood, arms outstretched as if they were old friends. You look pregnant. That's what happens. Elena settled into her chair, smoothing her dress over her belly. Marcus cleared his throat. Thanks for coming. Really, this takes a lot of maturity, does it? Elena met his eyes. He looked away first. Jessica launched into conversation like a rehearsed performance. We just want you to know we're really happy. Marcus got the Anderson account. That's huge for his career. And I'm running the spring marketing campaign. The Anderson account, Elena repeated. That's impressive. Who approved that? Marcus shrugged. My director signed off. But honestly, I've been carrying that department for months. They'd be lost without me, would they? Elena sipped her water. Tell me about your director. What's he like? She, Jessica corrected. Sandra. She's fine. A bit over her head, if you ask me. Marcus practically runs the strategy meetings. Elena nodded slowly. And the CEO? What does she think about your work? Marcus laughed. Nobody even knows what she thinks. She's completely hands-off. Barely shows her face. Honestly, the company would run better if she actually engaged with the people doing the real work. Interesting. Elena's voice was soft. Maybe she's watching more closely than you think. Jessica waved a hand dismissively. She approved our budget, so clearly she trusts us. Besides, I heard she's bringing in some restructuring consultant next week. Probably doesn't even understand the business herself. Marcus leaned back, confident. The CEO is finally coming to the office next week for some big announcement. First time most people will actually meet her. I'm not worried though, my numbers speak for themselves. Elena tilted her head slightly. Next week, how exciting for everyone. Something in her tone made Marcus pause, but Jessica filled the silence. We should order. Marcus, tell her about the promotion. Elena watched them both carefully. Marcus's smugness. Jessica's performance of magnanimity. They had no idea they were sitting across from the woman who signed their paychecks. Not yet, but soon. Elena set down her fork. Are you nervous about meeting her? Marcus scoffed. The CEO, please? I've been running circles around management for 2 years. If anything, she should be nervous about impressing me. That's confident, Elena said quietly. It's honest, Marcus leaned forward. Look, I know you're not in that world anymore, but corporate leadership is about presence. If she can't even show up to her own company, what does that say? Jessica nodded enthusiastically. Exactly. I've been implementing campaigns without waiting for approvals because honestly, by the time decisions come down from the top, opportunities are gone. Someone has to actually lead. Without approval, Elena repeated. That's bold. That's initiative, Jessica corrected, smiling. Marcus and I are building something real there. We're a team. Elena's expression shifted, something harder beneath the surface. What if she already knows? What if she's been watching everything you've done and just waiting? The table went quiet for a moment. Marcus recovered first with a laugh. Watching what? Me landing accounts? Jessica driving engagement metrics up 30%? If she's watching that, she should be sending thank you notes. Should she? Elena's voice was softer now, but sharper. What about the Hoffman project? The one that went over budget by 40%? Marcus's smile faltered. That was a team issue, not my fault. But you were lead, weren't you? Elena tilted her head. And the Chen contract that fell through last quarter? I heard that was because someone promised deliverables without checking with operations first. Jessica's face tightened. Who told you about that? Does it matter? Elena met her eyes. My point is, maybe she knows more than you think. Maybe she knows exactly who's been cutting corners, taking credit, and blaming others when things fall apart. Marcus's jaw clenched. What are you doing, Elena? Having dinner. Her tone was ice calm. You invited me for closure, remember? I'm just curious about your lives. About what you've built on. She paused deliberately. On initiative. Jessica glanced at Marcus, uncertainty flickering across her face. Elena's phone buzzed on the table. She glanced at the screen, a message from her assistant. All ready for Monday. HR has the files. She looked up at them both. Marcus was staring at her now, really seeing her for the first time tonight. The quiet confidence. The specific questions. The way she'd controlled every moment of this conversation. I need to go, Elena said, reaching for her purse. She pulled out several bills and placed them on the table. Thank you for dinner. It was very illuminating. Wait, Marcus started. Elena stood, one hand on her belly. Good luck next week. With the CEO. I hope you both make the impression you deserve. She walked toward the exit, leaving them sitting in confused silence. Outside, the night air was cool. Elena took a breath and smiled. Monday morning arrived with unusual tension on the 7th floor. Marcus sat in the conference room, Jessica beside him, both summoned by HR. Other employees filtered in: Sandra, the director. 2 managers. Someone from legal. What's this about? Marcus whispered. Jessica shook her head, pale. They said the CEO requested it. The door opened. A woman in a charcoal suit entered first, Elena's assistant, though neither Marcus nor Jessica recognized her. Then Elena herself stepped through, a leather portfolio under one arm, her presence filling the room instantly. Marcus's face drained of color. Jessica's mouth opened, soundless. Good morning. Elena's voice was professional, measured. She moved to the head of the table. For those who haven't formally met me, I'm Elena Voss. I founded this company 8 years ago. The room was utterly silent. Elena opened her portfolio. Marcus, Jessica, thank you for Saturday. It was educational. She pulled out documents. It helped me confirm what I'd been reviewing for the past 3 months. Marcus found his voice. Elena, I can explain. You'll have your turn. She slid papers across the table to HR, the Hoffman project. 42% over budget due to unauthorized scope changes you approved without consultation. The Chum contract, you promised custom development we don't offer, then blamed engineering when it collapsed. She turned to Jessica. Your spring campaign. You bypassed approval protocols and allocated $60,000 of company resources to an unvetted influencer partnership. It violated 3 compliance policies. Jessica's hands trembled. I was taking initiative. You were taking liberties. Elena's tone never rose, never sharpened, but it cut. I've also reviewed the harassment complaints. 2 interns reported inappropriate comments from you, Marcus. HR escalated them to me directly. Sandra, the director, looked stricken. I had no idea they were going to. I know, Elena said quietly. That's why you're staying, you flagged concerns. They ignored you, Marcus stood abruptly. This is insane. You can't just, we've done good work here. My numbers are inflated. Elena pulled out another page. You claimed credit for 3 accounts secured by your team. Sarah Kim landed Anderson, Michael Torres closed Westfield. You took credit in reports. The room absorbed this. Marcus sat back down, trapped. Elena closed the portfolio. You're both terminated, effective immediately. HR will escort you out. Severance terms are in your packets, standard, nothing punitive. I'm not interested in cruelty. Jessica's voice cracked. You invited us to humiliate us. No. Elena's eyes met hers. You invited me to humiliate me. I accepted because I wanted to see who you were when you thought no one important was watching. And you showed me exactly that. She stood, one hand resting on her belly. This company was built on integrity. When people forget that, they don't belong here anymore. Security appeared at the door. Marcus and Jessica gathered their things in stunned silence and left. When the room cleared, Elena walked to the window overlooking the city. Her assistant approached quietly. Are you all right? Elena smiled, her hand on her daughter. I'm better than all right. She'd built this company alone, survived betrayal. And now, she was building something else. A life where respect wasn't begged for, but commanded.